In the quiet town of San Angelo, Texas, a seemingly ordinary night on August 8, 2013, turned into a haunting mystery. Brandon Lawson, a 26-year-old father, left his home after an argument with his girlfriend, planning to drive to his father's house. Little did anyone know, this would be the last time Brandon was seen. His truck ran out of gas on Highway 277, and a series of frantic 911 calls followed, filled with confusion and dread. Despite extensive searches and numerous theories, Brandon's whereabouts remain unknown. His disappearance has left a void in the hearts of his family and a trail of unanswered questions that continue to baffle investigators and the public alike. Before we delve deeper into the mystery of Brandon Lawson's disappearance, it's essential to understand who Brandon was. Born in Fort Worth, Texas, Brandon was a lively and hard-working individual, known for his dedication to his family and his job. He was a father of 4, and his children were the center of his world. Brandon worked in the oil fields, a demanding job that required long hours and physical labor. Despite the challenges, he was committed to providing for his family and ensuring they had a stable and happy life. Friends and family described him as a loving and caring person, someone who would go out of his way to help others. But like many, Brandon had his struggles. He had faced legal issues in the past and was working hard to get his life back on track. On the night of his disappearance, he had an argument with his girlfriend, leading him to leave their home abruptly. This argument, though seemingly minor, would set off a chain of events that remain shrouded in mystery. Brandon's disappearance has left a significant impact on those who knew him. His family continues to search for answers, holding on to the hope that one day they will find out what happened to their beloved son, brother, and father. As we continue to explore the details of that fateful night, let's keep in mind the person behind the headlines, a man who was deeply loved and is sorely missed. Brandon Lawson was more than just a name in a case file. He was a person with dreams, aspirations, and a family who desperately wants him back. Now, let's return to the events of August 8, 2013, and try to piece together what happened to Brandon Lawson. As the clock struck midnight on August 8, 2013, Brandon Lawson's life took a turn into the unknown. After the argument with his girlfriend, Brandon left their home in San Angelo, Texas, and headed toward his father's house in Crowley. Along the way, his truck ran out of gas on Highway 277, near Bronte, Texas. The stretch of road was desolate, with only the occasional passing car to break the silence. It was then that Brandon made a series of phone calls that would later become crucial pieces of the puzzle. First, he called his brother Kyle, asking for help and explaining that he had run out of gas. Kyle, concerned for his brother's safety, immediately set out to bring him fuel. Little did he know that this would be the last time he would hear from Brandon. At 12:54 a.m., Brandon made a frantic 911 call. His voice was filled with urgency and fear as he told the dispatcher that he was in danger. "Yes, I'm in the middle of a field," he said, his voice trembling. "I ran into somebody, and I need help." The call was filled with background noise, making it difficult to decipher his exact words, but the fear in his voice was unmistakable. As the dispatcher tried to gather more information, Brandon's call was abruptly cut off. The chilling silence that followed left more questions than answers. What had Brandon encountered in that field? Who, or what, was he running from? Kyle arrived at Brandon's truck around 1 to 10 a.m., but there was no sign of his brother. The truck was left unlocked, with Brandon's keys, wallet, and cell phone inside. Kyle searched the area, calling out for Brandon, but there was no response. It was as if Brandon had vanished into thin air. The police arrived shortly after, conducting a thorough search of the area. Despite their efforts, no trace of Brandon was found. The only evidence left behind was the eerie 911 call and the abandoned truck. As the night wore on, the sense of urgency grew. Brandon's family and friends joined the search, scouring the surrounding fields and roads. But as the first light of dawn broke over the Texas landscape, their hopes of finding Brandon began to fade. The events of that night remained shrouded in mystery. What happened to Brandon Lawson? Why did he leave his truck and disappear into the darkness? As we continue to explore this haunting case, we must remember the fear and desperation that Brandon felt in his final moments. The truth is out there, waiting to be uncovered, and until it is, the search for answers will continue. The fateful 911 call. As Brandon Lawson's truck sat abandoned on that lonely stretch of Highway 277, a chilling piece of evidence emerged that would forever haunt those who listened to it. A 911 call made by Brandon himself. This call, filled with urgency and fear, would become a focal point in the investigation and a source of endless speculation. At 12:54 a.m., Brandon dialed 911, his voice trembling as he spoke to the dispatcher. "Yes, I'm in the middle of a field," he said, his words punctuated by the sounds of the night. "I ran into somebody, and I need help." His voice was a mixture of desperation and fear, a stark contrast to the quiet Texas night. The dispatcher, trying to gather more information, asked Brandon to clarify his location and situation. But the call was filled with background noise, unidentifiable sounds that added to the sense of confusion and urgency. Brandon's words became increasingly difficult to understand, but one thing was clear: he believed he was in danger. As the dispatcher continued to ask questions, Brandon's responses grew more frantic. "Please hurry," he pleaded, his voice breaking. "They're chasing me." The terror in his voice was unmistakable, sending chills down the spine of anyone who listened to the recording. Then, abruptly, the call was cut off. The sudden silence that followed was deafening, leaving the dispatcher and investigators with more questions than answers. What had Brandon encountered in that field? Who or what was he running from? And why did the call end so suddenly? Despite the best efforts of law enforcement and search teams, the answers to these questions remain elusive. The 911 call, with its eerie background noises and Brandon's terrified pleas, stands as a haunting reminder of his final moments. It's a piece of the puzzle that has yet to be fully understood, a clue that continues to baffle and intrigue those who seek the truth. As we delve deeper into the mystery of Brandon Lawson's disappearance, the 911 call serves as a chilling testament to his fear and desperation. It's a stark reminder that sometimes the most ordinary moments can take a dark and unexpected turn, leaving us with more questions than answers. The search for Brandon continues, driven by the hope that one day the truth will come to light. Until then, the 911 call remains a haunting echo of a night filled with terror and uncertainty, a piece of the puzzle that keeps us searching for answers. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, the search for Brandon Lawson began in earnest. The vast expanse of the Texas landscape stretched out in every direction, a daunting challenge for the search teams. Volunteers, law enforcement, and search dogs converged on the area, determined to find any trace of Brandon. The community rallied together, driven by hope and a shared sense of urgency. The initial search focused on the immediate vicinity of Brandon's abandoned truck. Footprints were scoured, and the ground was meticulously examined for any clues. Searchers combed through fields, wooded areas, and along the banks of nearby streams. The Texas heat was relentless, but the searchers pressed on, undeterred by the harsh conditions. Search helicopters equipped with thermal imaging technology scanned the area from above, hoping to detect any signs of life or movement. Despite these efforts, the dense brush and rugged terrain made the search incredibly challenging. The landscape seemed to swallow any evidence, leaving searchers with little to go on. Days turned into weeks, and the search expanded. Missing person posters with Brandon's face were plastered across towns and cities, and his story spread through social media, reaching a wider audience. Tips and sightings were reported, but none led to any substantial leads. The hope that Brandon would be found alive began to wane, but the determination to find answers remained strong. As time passed, the search efforts became more organized. Specialized search and rescue teams were brought in, using advanced techniques and equipment to cover more ground. Dive teams explored nearby bodies of water, and cadaver dogs were deployed to search for any signs of human remains. Despite the exhaustive efforts, Brandon remained elusive. Throughout it all, Brandon's family and friends held onto hope, organizing their own search parties and keeping his story alive in the media. The emotional toll was immense, but their resolve never wavered. They clung to the belief that one day they would find the answers they so desperately sought. The search for Brandon Lawson is a testament to the power of community and the unwavering human spirit. It's a story of hope, determination, and the relentless pursuit of truth. While the mystery of his disappearance remains unsolved, the search efforts continue, driven by the hope that one day Brandon will be found and the truth will finally come to light. As the days turned into months and the months into years, the mystery of Brandon Lawson's disappearance only deepened. With no concrete evidence or leads, countless theories and speculations began to emerge, each one attempting to explain what might have happened to Brandon on that fateful night. One of the most prevalent theories is that Brandon fell victim to foul play. Some believe he may have encountered someone with malicious intent on that desolate stretch of Texas highway. The chilling 911 call, where Brandon mentioned being chased, adds weight to this theory. Could he have been pursued by someone dangerous? Was there a confrontation that led to his disappearance? Another theory suggests that Brandon might have been disoriented or under the influence of substances, causing him to wander off into the wilderness. The rugged terrain and dense brush in the area could have easily concealed him, making it difficult for searchers to find any trace. This theory is supported by the fact that Brandon had reportedly been using drugs in the weeks leading up to his disappearance. There are also those who speculate that Brandon may have voluntarily disappeared. Perhaps he was trying to escape from something in his life, be it personal issues, legal troubles, or a desire to start anew. However, this theory raises more questions than answers. If Brandon chose to disappear, why hasn't he reached out to his family or friends? Why hasn't there been any confirmed sighting of him since that night? A more outlandish theory posits that Brandon may have had a paranormal or extraterrestrial encounter. While this idea may seem far-fetched, the eerie nature of his disappearance and the lack of concrete evidence have led some to consider the possibility of supernatural involvement. Despite the numerous theories, none have provided definitive answers. Brandon's family, friends, and the community continue to search for the truth, holding on to hope that one day, the mystery will be solved. The case remains open, with investigators still following up on leads and tips, no matter how small. As we delve deeper into the haunting case of Brandon Lawson, we are reminded of the complexities and uncertainties that surround disappearances. Each theory offers a glimpse into the possible scenarios, but until concrete evidence is found, the truth remains elusive. As the investigation into Brandon Lawson's disappearance continued, several witnesses came forward with potential sightings and information that added new layers to the mystery. Each account, while intriguing, only seemed to deepen the enigma surrounding that fateful night. One of the most compelling pieces of testimony came from a truck driver who reported seeing a man fitting Brandon's description walking along the side of the road just a few miles from where his truck was found. The trucker described the man as appearing disoriented and distressed, a sight that stayed with him long after he had driven past. Could this have been Brandon, still trying to find help or escape from an unknown threat? Another sighting was reported by a resident of a nearby town who claimed to have seen a man matching Brandon's appearance at a convenience store in the early hours of the morning. The man reportedly bought a bottle of water and left quickly, avoiding eye contact. Surveillance footage from the store was inconclusive, showing only a blurry figure that could neither confirm nor deny the witness's account. Additionally, several hunters in the area reported hearing strange noises and seeing unusual activity in the days following Brandon's disappearance. One hunter even mentioned finding footprints that seemed to lead deeper into the wilderness, but ultimately vanished, leaving no further trail to follow. Despite these sightings and testimonies, none have led to a definitive breakthrough in the case. Each piece of information is like a fragment of a puzzle, offering tantalizing hints but no clear picture. Investigators have followed up on every lead, but the trail always seems to go cold. The witnesses and potential sightings add an eerie dimension to Brandon's disappearance, suggesting that he may have been closer to being found than than anyone realized. Yet, without concrete evidence, these accounts remain speculative, contributing to the haunting uncertainty that surrounds the case. As we continue to piece together the events of that night, we are reminded of the importance of every detail, no matter how small. Could there be more witnesses out there with information that could finally solve this mystery? The search for answers continues, driven by the hope that somewhere, someone holds the key to unlocking the truth behind Brandon Lawson's disappearance. While the mystery of Brandon Lawson's disappearance has captivated the public and perplexed investigators, it's his family who bears the heaviest burden. For them, Brandon's absence is not just a story or a case, it's a devastating reality that has upended their lives in unimaginable ways. Brandon's partner, Ladessa Lofton, has been a pillar of strength throughout this ordeal. Left to raise their 4 children on her own, she has had to navigate the complexities of grief while maintaining a semblance of normalcy for their kids. Every day brings new challenges, from answering their difficult questions to holding on to hope that one day Brandon will return. For Brandon's parents, the pain is equally profound. The loss of a child is a parent's worst nightmare, and the uncertainty surrounding Brandon's fate only exacerbates their anguish. They have tirelessly advocated for more resources and attention to be dedicated to the search, refusing to let their son's memory fade into obscurity. Brandon's siblings have also been deeply affected. His brother, Kyle Lawson, was the last family member to speak with him on that fateful night. The weight of that final conversation and the subsequent events have left an indelible mark on Kyle, who continues to grapple with feelings of guilt and helplessness. Family gatherings and holidays, once filled with laughter and joy, are now tinged with sorrow and longing. An empty chair at the dinner table serves as a constant reminder of Brandon's absence, a void that can never be filled. The emotional toll on the family is immense, and each day is a struggle to find a way forward without the answers they so desperately seek. Despite the overwhelming sadness, the Lawson family has shown remarkable resilience. They have turned their pain into purpose, organizing searches, raising awareness, and supporting other families who find themselves in similar situations. Their unwavering determination to find Brandon and bring him home is a testament to the enduring power of love and hope. As we continue to explore the enigma of Brandon Lawson's disappearance, it's crucial to remember the human element at the heart of this mystery. Behind the headlines and theories are real people who have lost someone they love. Their strength and perseverance remind us that, even in the face of unimaginable hardship, the bonds of family can provide a source of light in the darkest of times. As we delve deeper into the story of Brandon Lawson, we find ourselves confronted with a myriad of unresolved mysteries and questions that continue to baffle both investigators and those who follow the case closely. Each new detail only seems to add layers of complexity to an already perplexing puzzle. One of the most puzzling aspects of Brandon's disappearance is the nature of the 911 call he made that night. His voice was filled with palpable fear, yet the details he provided were cryptic and fragmented. What exactly was he running from? Was it a person, an animal, or something else entirely? The lack of clarity in his words has led to endless speculation and debate. Another enigma is the location of his disappearance. The stretch of highway where his truck was found is remote, with limited visibility and few witnesses. How could someone vanish so completely without leaving any trace? The area was thoroughly searched, but no significant evidence was found to indicate what might have happened to Brandon. Theories about Brandon's state of mind that night also abound. Some suggest that he may have been under the influence of drugs or alcohol, which could have affected his perception and decision-making. Others believe he might have been experiencing a mental health crisis. However, without concrete evidence, these remain just theories. Additionally, the role of potential foul play cannot be dismissed. Did Brandon encounter someone with malicious intent? Was he lured away from his truck by a stranger, or did he willingly leave with someone he knew? The lack of physical evidence makes it difficult to draw any definitive conclusions. The timeline of events that night is another source of confusion. Brandon's last known movements, the gaps in communication, and the subsequent search efforts all leave us with more questions than answers. What happened in those crucial moments between his 911 call and the arrival of the police? Did he try to hide, or was he forcibly taken? Even the smallest details, such as the items found in his truck, have been scrutinized for clues. Were there any personal belongings that might shed light on his intentions or state of mind? Was there anything missing that could indicate a struggle or a hurried departure? As we continue to explore these unresolved mysteries, it's clear that the disappearance of Brandon Lawson is a case that defies easy explanations. Each new piece of information only deepens the mystery, leaving us to wonder what really happened on that dark Texas highway. While we may not have all the answers, one thing is certain: the search for the truth is far from over. The questions that linger in the wake of Brandon's disappearance are a testament to the complexity of the human experience and the enduring quest for understanding. As we reach the end of our exploration into the disappearance of Brandon Lawson, we are left with a profound sense of loss and unanswered questions. But beyond the mystery, there lies a legacy, a testament to the enduring impact of Brandon's story on his family, friends, and even strangers who have been captivated by his case. Brandon's disappearance has not only sparked a relentless search for answers, but has also brought together a community of people united by a common goal: to find the truth. Online forums, social media groups, and dedicated websites continue to keep his story alive, ensuring that Brandon is not forgotten. His case has inspired countless individuals to become more vigilant, more aware, and more compassionate towards those who are missing. For Brandon's family, the pain of his absence is a daily reality, yet they remain steadfast in their hope and determination to bring him home. Their resilience and unwavering love serve as a powerful reminder of the strength of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. They have become advocates for other families experiencing similar heartaches, using their platform to raise awareness about missing persons and the importance of continued search efforts. The legacy of Brandon Lawson also extends to the broader community of true crime enthusiasts, amateur sleuths, and professional investigators. His case has highlighted the challenges and complexities of missing person investigations, prompting discussions about the need for better resources, improved technology, and more comprehensive search protocols. It serves as a call to action for all of us to remain vigilant and proactive when it comes to the safety and well-being of our loved ones. In remembering Brandon, we honor not just the mystery of his disappearance, but the person he was: a loving father, a dedicated worker, and a cherished friend. His story is a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of holding our loved ones close. As we continue to search for answers, let us also reflect on the impact Brandon has had on our lives. His legacy is one of hope, resilience, and the unyielding quest for justice. And while we may not yet have all the answers, we carry forward the lessons learned from his case, driven by the hope that one day, the truth will be revealed. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Stay vigilant, stay compassionate, and let Brandon's story remind us all of the importance of never giving up hope.